Welcome to a new video, and in this video I will show you a little trading trick and a way of analyzing charts and finding out who is in control, whether buyers or sellers are in control, and where the next likely move is going to go. So let's take a look at last week's example of the Aussie. We are on the 4-hour chart as always. And I am a reversal trader, which means that I look for new trends that are just about to get started. We don't try to predict what is going to happen, but we look for those little clues where the market has a good chance of turning around. So you can already see we are coming here from such a nice downtrend here on the left. And then here at the bottom, you can probably already see it that we see when we just look at the lows, you can see we have a lower low, one lower low. Here we then fail to make a lower low. We don't even have the power to push through the last low, which is a little bit of a rejection pattern here already. And then here we have our first higher low. This is a very important pattern, and it is the head and shoulders. You can see that here we do have the left shoulder, this one or this one. We do have the head in this area, and here we then have the right shoulder. So this already shows us that the sellers are not as strong anymore. The sellers are not able to push price into new lows, which is a very important market tell. Then when we look at the neckline, which is then the last piece to the puzzle, we can see that we are still making lower highs here. You can see that the lower high here, then here we already do seem to have tried move higher. You can see this looks like a pin bar, but what this actually means is that the buyers were strong here. They were able to push price as high. For now, we did not have enough power to keep price above or keep price high. The seller still stepped in here, but at no point were we able to push price lower. So very interesting tell, and then this started here, this huge rally. Here on the Aussie New Zealand, we can see a very similar picture. We have again our sequence of lower lows first. Then here it's very interesting. You can see we are trying to push higher. It is not possible, but at the same time we are not able to make a higher high as well. So the trend structure, although it is weakening, it is not yet broken. We are still making lower highs. We are making an equal low, and here we are then making our final push to the downside, which looks like almost like a bear trap here, where we have a strong push lower, which then immediately gets rejected to the upside. Again, we can push, or we can draw our head and shoulders here very nicely. We have our left shoulder here, then the head, it is a squeeze pattern, and then, oops, I took it off. Then we have our right shoulder here at the right hand side, obviously. And if we just take this as a trend line here, then we can see we have our neckline. With this candle, we are then also able to push price above the lows. We are making a break above the neckline, and we are starting here this very nice uptrend. So you can see again, this is a very, very important pattern. Just look at how the highs and the lows are forming. Can you see that we have a change in the direction? If we go from lower lows and lower highs to then suddenly making higher highs and higher lows, it does sound so simple, but it is a pattern that is repeating itself over and over again. We can just take a look at gold, which is showing us a very early reversal pattern, and you can see that again. Just look at how the lows are forming here. It does tell us a lot. We have a head and shoulders here, obviously. We have a break above the neckline. You can already see that here probably. Those are very easy to spot. This happened late Friday trading, so not really a lot of momentum behind this move. We have to follow up next week. What happens on Monday? Can we get a retest in this area, or will we fade back into the lows? But you can clearly see that this downtrend is losing momentum. It is very different from what has happened here actually. You can see that although we had here a multi-touch bottom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times we moved into this level, we are never really able to break lower. But at the same time, what we see on the upside is very important, because at no point were the buyers strong enough to push price into a new high. We never had a transition pattern or a head and shoulders or anything like that. The lows are coming down here. It foreshadowed this recent, or this last week's or 2 weeks ago, it foreshadowed this breakout to the downside, because you can see here price kept moving into this level where the buyers were not strong enough to push price higher. Very different from what we are seeing here. And now we just have to wait, can the retest hold? And this could then foreshadow an upside. So you can see it's a very easy pattern. It is obviously not enough yet to take this and trade it by yourself. You need to have more confirmation. There's a lot more to it, how you time such an entry, but I just want to show you how common this pattern actually is. We can see it across the markets. We have seen it in FX, we have seen it in gold, we are now seeing it also here, or have seen it on crude oil. The pattern is always the same, because it is not really just a way, or it is not just a pattern itself. It is a way how the markets move. The markets move in trend waves. A trend wave to the downside shows us that the sellers are in control. A trend wave to the upside shows us the buyers are in control. And if you see that those are the strength and the way those patterns shift or change on your market, it can show us a change and a shift in also in trend dynamics and in trend strength. So if you find this interesting, there's a link in the description below to our pro room, and there you will learn all about this way of trading. You will get many more patterns, many more ways of entering such a trade, how to make sense of such a market. And if you want to learn and trade with us, check it out. And if you have any questions, just leave a comment below.